yesterday, but today a new face, a new different musician. So who's here?
The person who's here is called Peder from the band Lowrider.
Amazing. And Lowrider, you have been for a long time, I think, together as a band, right?
Oh yeah, since I was a kid, basically. Yeah, I mean, way too long of a story, but the super short elevator pitches, we formed in like 96, 97, something like that, just as a sort of, I was 16. Just as sort of like, let's play in a band, I think. And then it snowballed. We got a lot of like nice, just opportunities for releasing an album, and then people really loved that album. So it snowballed into touring and whatnot. And then as we grew into our 20s and life happened, we moved to different cities and just didn't really disband, but just like went on a long hiatus.
So just to go before you disbanded, you went on an international tour, I think 1990. With Dozer.
With Dozer, yeah, we went. That was like a 5-week tour. It was literally like our first long tour. Hi, doing an interview. It was for both of us. It was sort of a formative experience. We were kids. Not a lot of us did military service, so for us, this was like having that sort of like growing up phase together, living in a van for 5 weeks and just becoming friends and playing shows. So it was a big thing, and did that in 2000. And then we did some more touring and tried to get a second album together for the next couple of years. But it was just, we just, things just floated apart. Then without sort of really planning it, we had like a 10-year hiatus before coming back in 2013.
Interesting, and you were quite young, living in a van and touring. How did you get this opportunity with Dozer?
With Dozer, I mean, we came up together. We literally in like the same music trading groups, me and Tommy, trading like bootlegs and stuff on the internet, and like the infancy of the internet. So we became instant friends, and then we started doing like trading gigs in our hometowns with Dozer and Lowrider. So that was before doing anything big time. So we sort of both bands happened at the same time together, and sort of shared the same, I guess, like elevator ride up, which was a very formative and bonding for us, which is really, really nice. Those guys are like, our brothers in a way. We grew up together.
Interesting to see basically how you can tour together as friends, and I think many young bands don't get this opportunity, so it's great to it's interesting to see bootlegs are, I think, before my time.
Yeah, I mean, it's thinking of it now, it's like so long ago, but it also is the foundation for, I think, both bands and definitely for our friendships. And I think it's the worst thing you can do and the best thing you can do, because I mean, I wouldn't urge anyone to go on a semi-planned tour for 5 weeks through Europe, where you need to spend most of the nights sleeping in, not your van really, but like in a car. I think it was like at least like 60% of the nights we were stuck in the car. Sometimes, this was like in October as well, so it was cold. It was pretty miserable, it's how you grow up, and I think if you do that as a band, then when you get opportunities like this, playing Desertfest, and just doing really big shows, you cherish those things even more.
Yeah, so you became really close with everyone involved, basically.
Oh, 100%, yeah, both within the band and with Dozer. Yeah.
Amazing. We actually interviewed Dozer, so check that out. The words from here from Lowrider. And speaking about music, I think it's a combination of different styles that you grow. So how do you think, apart from having this great tour, maybe you can introduce your music and say how well received it was at the beginning? How did you?
I mean, not everyone loved it. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. It's like anything. You get a couple of really nice reviews, and then you get some stinkers, and the stinkers are the ones that you memorize. But we had the fortune of people really caring really early on what we did, and that sort of kept us going.
It's like a community Lowrider.
Yeah, I mean, and also I think this sort of, I don't know, it's got a lot of names, but like the stone rock or desert rock or like doom heavy music, it's got a very specific, like very loving family fan base, and a very inclusive, and I think I don't know if we would have been here today and playing if it wasn't for fans and the way this scene is. I think especially the Desertfest festivals are that way, where you see like it's the same people coming back every year. You see new faces, but it's more of a family reunion, both with the fans and the bands, than it is like a festival. And that's such a beautiful thing to be a part of, and that's what keeps sort of Lowrider just the clock keeps ticking because of the community, really. So yeah. Thank you everyone for supporting us.
Community.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how great Desertfest is, but I think Desertfest was your comeback from hiatus.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, it literally wouldn't have been back if it wasn't for Desertfest, because I was doing this other band called I Droid, and I was like just about to release the second album, which was like on a major label, and they were expecting a lot of touring and whatnot. And then this festival in London reached out, like got an email from this guy called Reese. And I was like, would you ever like consider reforming Lowrider for one show? And I was like, let me just call the guys. And then we hadn't really talked in like a year or something like that, because I mean we were friendly, but we lived in different cities, and I was just like, hey, there's like this festival wants to play a show. Do you want to? And like 5 minutes later, the band was performed. And the idea was just to play like Desertfest London and Desertfest Berlin. And then, back when we played, back when we released the album in like the early 2000s, a good show was like for 200 people. And then we come out in London and Berlin, and it's like 3,000 people who all know the songs. And we just like, what the fuck happened?
That's so strange.
Yeah, and when you get that sort of response, you realize like, we need to do more of this. Like this kind of love, we just need to repay the favor in a way. So that's when we started both playing more shows, but also working on the next album, which then became Refractions.
And Refraction was, I think, a very well received album.
Thankfully so, yeah. I mean, people really, really gravitated toward it and really loved it. But and that was, we were super happy about that. But that was sort of it was why that came out in 2000 when we reformed in 2013 is because we knew how much people cared about our previous record, and we just didn't want to do what a lot of bands have done before us, where like they do that second album or that like follow-up album, and it isn't what people expected, or it's not what people wanted, or it doesn't live up to the thing that they now love, like and have like lived with, and it's sort of an impossible task. So we realized like this album needs to be something very special, or at least it needs to be very special to us, because like we like redid it a couple of times over, because like, oh, this is good, now it sounds like O2IO, and then we realized like, yeah, but if we do something that sounds exactly like that record, people are going to be like, you think that's what you want, and then when you get like the exact same thing again, it's like you realize like that's not what I wanted. So we actually sort of reinvented us a little bit for that album, and it was when we wrote and recorded the song that was like 11 minutes long, we realized like, this is such a dumb idea, but this is exactly what we want to do. That's the song Typewriter that we always now end the shows with. When we had that in the bag, we was like, okay, we're onto something. Now we can release the album. So yeah, and people really, really love the album, and that's also why we sort of keep on doing stuff. So
yeah, from this inspiration, from all the dedication of the fans, this came basically. I'm wondering what's next. What can the fans expect?
They can expect not to wait for 20 years for another album. That's like we've heard that joke now. But yeah, I mean, we released the follow-up, this split with Elephant Tree, which we're really proud of. And then, but that was also sort of, we were working on that on the side while we were working on the new album. And so there is an album in the works that I think we have like 9 or 10 songs that we're really proud of. So we're just going to find the time this year or next to like record it and produce it. So hopefully it's going to be out during next year. a new album.
Nice one. And your Peder is Purple Saga. Yeah, brought us in touch. Thank you so much. So Purple Saga. Any words to Purple Saga?
Well, I mean, they're the nicest. Hey, Purple Sage is. I mean, there's like pretty much one person, and we love Claire. So
yes, she's
love
great.
Love you, Claire. But I can just recommend every band to work with her. That's what I can say.
Great stuff. And so you were recommending as well the Desertfest.
Yeah.
And what makes you come back to this festival once again, and what differs, I think, Desertfest Berlin?
I mean, Desertfest Berlin is like coming home. Most of the Desertfest we played are that. But Desertfest Berlin and London are the ones we've done the most times. And it's run by the same like tight crew and the same people. So it is literally like every time you come there, it just deepens the bond. And it's always really well organized, but most of all, it's about the people just setting the vibe. It's like when you have a party at home. If the host is really nice and you love them, it's like then the party is going to be good. And with Desertfest Berlin and London and Antwerp and whatever, the people behind it is just like you always feel welcome. So when they send you the invitation, you're just like instantly like yes please. So and it's lovely coming back to play here, and now we're playing Columbia Hall, which we haven't played before. It's such an amazing venue, so really stoked to do it.
Yeah, it is, and I agree with you, Peder. We're coming home because for us, we are second time in Desertfest Berlin, and it's such great festival. So shout out to Desertfest Berlin. For the fans that are watching, support Lowrider. They're coming with some new music, not in 20 years, but very soon.
Yep.
And subscribe and like, as we have regularly new content. And I'm going to give the last word to Peder.
Just love you guys and subscribe to them and just
Metal Galaxy.
Yep.
Yes. See you.
Bye.